Hello and welcome to Tuner Tips by Todderbert. In front of us we have the PowerAdd called the EnergyCell. This is a 26,800 milliamp hour fast charging power bank. When I originally bought this, they were $11.99. Since then the price has gone up to $13.99, and I don't know where they'll be when this video airs. Hopefully they'll be around that $14 to $16 range. If it is, run out and buy one because it's the best value on the market to date. I've reviewed quite a few power banks, and this one just produces the most power for the money. So there it is. So let's check it out. PowerAdd, simple box. Nothing too fancy here. I think in the back it has a few specifications. There you go. Gives the internal capacity. Power your life. We have micro inputs to charge it. There's two micro USBs, which I'll show you and how that works. It says micro input total 4.2 amps. And then it has three USB outputs, which is pretty amazing. And it's showing 5 volts at 3 amps for all three of those, and a total of 5 volts at 6 amps. And again, my findings differ a little bit on that, and we'll talk. And it's not a big deal because this is still an amazing bargain. There you go. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this open. What I like about this, it was inexpensive. It actually came with some neat little accessories, like a carry bag for the power bank. So that's nice. Always cool to have somewhere to put it. So there's the power bank. Put that aside. We get some instructions there on the bottom. Pull that out. Don't think it's too important. I get this like shelf talker. It looks like it's got like a little tassel on it. There you go. Power your life. All right. Yeah. Definitely nice to have. I mean, to do 3 devices at once, especially for us with our radios and flashlights. Yeah. So I'm going to put that back in the box. That box is empty. I'm going to throw it off to the side here. Let's see what we get. We got an instruction manual. It's pretty basic. Yeah, I don't think there's anything earth-shattering here. It's talking about the outputs again. The input and outputs of the different ports. Again, I'll try to explain what my findings were, and we'll do a little demo with this device. But the ability to charge 3 devices at once is nice. There you go. Troubleshooting. I'm going pretty quick here, and I think it goes into multi-languages. Yeah, so that's it. Pretty basic. Throw that aside. What else do we got over here? We got the cable. Now the cable's neat because it's a USB standard on one end, and then we got some adapters. So we got micro USB goes to Lightning, which is nice, or micro USB to Type C. So you have these 3 options for charging. That is handy. I like that. And it's like a braided cable. So, yeah. PowerAdd. Even has our name on there. Cool. All right, so I'll set that aside. Then the power bank comes in its own little bag with their name on it. So, yeah, I mean, these little extra things. When this thing was $11.99, I was like, oh, shocked. So a gentleman on my Discord, check it out in the video comments. If you're not a member of my Discord server, you definitely should check it out because there's some pretty good deals. He bought one of these and brought to my attention. He took his apart, and he found out there were 6 21700 cells in there, produced by DBK, and he tested each cell, and each cell averaged about 4600 milliamp hours to 4750 milliamp hours. So pretty amazing. This thing produces a lot of power, and we're going to talk about how much it actually does here in a little bit. So first we'll go over dimensions. We'll do a little size comparison, and I'll start talking about everything. So here we got 7 inches in length. We're 2 7/8 of an inch in width, and we have a thickness of 1 inch. It's fairly heavy. I mean, you can imagine 6 21700 cells in there. It has some weight to it. So for size comparison, I don't have an exact one. I'm trying to show things that are still on sale or for sale on Amazon, because if you don't get these power banks when they're on sale and it's such a great deal, they disappear forever and never to reappear again. I have that issue with some of these power banks. So yeah, definitely long because it has those big cells in there. This is the Acme power bank. This is a pretty cool one. This is 20,000 milliamp hour. This is a fast charger. This is also Qualcomm 3.0 and I believe power delivery. So definitely a awesome power bank right here for the money. I think the cell's around $17. Again, value-wise, this is still the better value, but this is the better charger as far as high speed goes. If you don't need high speed, we're going to talk about this one. Next we have my favorite little guy, the NinjaBatt. This guy, I reviewed this recently. This is absolutely amazing. For the money, if you're looking for this is not as heavy. It's more compact, easy to stow away. This little beauty, and I'll give you some ideas of capacities in a little bit. This sells for about $19.99, and on sale it's around $15.99. So it represents a good bargain in the 20,000 milliamp hour category. This actually is the best 20,000 milliamp hour power bank I've ever tested. So value-wise, money-wise, power-wise, this is really good. It's just not as good as this one because this is less money and produces more power. With that said, this fast charge is better still. And this has a Type-C input and output. There you go. So, and this one does not, unfortunately. But there's your size comparison. I didn't have any bigger ones to show at the moment, but I will in the future. But there we are. So let's go off features of the PowerAdd. So yeah, upside down. There's their name. It's this matte finish plastic. We have the status LEDs, our switch. You can see there's 4 white, and they kind of go off as around like in a circle, and this one here is the last one to go out. So yeah, and you get quite a bit of warning. So when it hits this last one, you probably got about 5% left. On the bottom here, I think there's some writing. I don't know if it's going to come into focus or not. Let me see if I can bring that into focus. There we go. So it's pretty much what was printed on the box. Is some information on those outputs. Now what I saw isn't exactly what they're stating. So, but I'll give you an idea what I think is happening and what is actually happening too. So yeah, just a simple setup. Now on the right hand side here, you'll see 2 micro USB ports. Again, if it goes into focus. You can hook up 2 of them and charge this power bank very fast. I tested that, it works great. I got 2 amps in on each one, so a total of 4 amps in. Charges this thing pretty fast in about 5.5 hours to 6 hours. Definitely, if you do it at night, you wake up, it's done. And that's good for such a large power bank that it has that, even if it doesn't have power delivery input. I'm happy to see that. On the business end, you can see we got 3 standard USB ports here. They're stating their 3 amp output on each one. I only was able to see about 2, 2.1, 2.2 at the most. And some of my devices would actually shut off once they hit around the 2.0 amp rating. And what happens is the voltage tends to sag. It got down to like 4.8 volts, 4.85 volts, and then my device said nope, and so it stopped the charge process. And so I think these are only 2 amp outputs, but if you total these up, you probably got 2 amps on each one, giving you 6 amp output, though you're not getting that fast charger 3 amp output. So if you're looking to buy this for a phone and you need high speed, pick up those other 2 power banks I showed you. Don't buy this one. But if you're watching my channel, you probably have a bunch of portable radios and flashlights that don't charge as fast. You definitely want this power bank for sure. So yeah, that's what I got out of this. So let's talk about power delivered. And what I'll do is I'll compare it to the other 2 that I have out here. So initially here, I did some testing and I found that this power bank delivered, wait for it, 18,883 milliamp hours. That's 93.97 watt hours. That's absolutely amazing for $11.99. I'm just so happy. It was one of the best deals. That was at, of course, 5 volts at a 1.5 amp average discharge. I was charging an iPad with it. I try to do real world applications. I might invest in a dummy load just to see how far I can push it, to see if it does shut off at 3 amps or 2.5 amps. So like I said, I have a feeling this shuts off at 2 and doesn't give you anything else. So yeah, that's what that is. But excellent power delivery, love it. We'll compare it to the others now. The Acme, of course, only 20,000 milliamp hour power bank. This delivered 13,146 or 67 watt hours. Okay, under the same circumstances. And of course, the NinjaBatt, if you didn't see the video on this one, is absolutely amazing. This delivered 14,505 or 73.82 watt hours. So if you're comparing these 2, wow, this really delivers the power. But this does it quicker because this does have power delivery on it, and this one doesn't. It just has fast charging, which means 5 volts at 3 amps. It just doesn't provide the 9 volts or the 12 volts, which this does. But yeah, there you go. This is the value power leader at the moment. So let's go ahead and hook up some items to it. Kind of give you an idea how it works. Pretty simple. I usually use this VC8 Plus charger, and I usually have 8 cells in it. But for some reason, this can't power this. And this only takes, when you use standard input, it has Type-C. If it's not a Qualcomm or power delivery charger, it only sends 2 amps to the VC8. And what I've noticed, with most chargers can handle that, but this guy can't. And I'll plug it in and kind of show you what I'm talking about. See, I got I have a cable set up. I think I have a cable set up already here. So we'll plug this in here. And then we got my USB meter here. It's nice to have. It shows the voltage. Now it's really high here. It shows 5.2. You want to hook it up, it really drops down. And I'm not really pulling much. So let's go ahead and plug it into the charger. It takes a while for the charger to get going. So I'm using the Acme's cable. Works out really nice. I like this cable. So this VC8 is going to try to move that light out of the way there. It's going to try to start up here. I'm going to hit the button. And you watch, you can see that it's going to flash and try to initiate the charge of these batteries. And you can watch over here how much it's starting to draw. And it never goes past, I think it gets close to 2 amps and it just drops down. Because you watch this voltage really fluctuates quite a bit when those numbers start to get higher. So it's trying to stabilize. And like I said, once it drops at 4.8, the charger doesn't want anything to do with it. It's actually shutting down this banks here. If you notice, it's not even lit up over here. It's only charging these 4 at the moment. So right now it looks like it's trying to stabilize. Okay, reset again. But so that's my thing. See, it says 4.9 volts at 2 amps. You can see the drop off here. I think that's what's causing this charger not to like this setup. But if I remove, of course, more batteries and just did 2 at a time, it'd probably be fine. And set the current down. It'd be no issue at all. But as you can see, I believe this is a 2 amp output on each of those. But we do radios, so let's go ahead and hook up a radio. I'm going to unplug this. Actually, I'll just leave this plugged in. So we'll just move this VC8 over. That's a cool charger, by the way, VC8 Plus. You can check out that video too in my tuner tips playlist. So what do we got for radios? Yeah, I got all kinds of radios, right? So I got this Texan PL330, awesome shortwave radio. And I think I got another radio hanging out. I got a XH Data D808. So these aren't going to draw much power, and so this power bank works perfect for these devices. So let's see, I think I got another Rui Dang, so I'll just plug this in. This is a cool setup. They can fit 2 of these. Love it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just plug in the radios so you can get an idea how this works. Okay, that one side did not restart, so I'll have to restart that. Yeah, it's just the device thing. So I'm going to see if I can't get this cable. Routing cables is fun when you try to do this on camera. Let's see here. Flip this around. Okay. So let's see if we can get both of them to start. Here we are. And of course, they're going to show they're charging. So the top one is the PL330. You can see it's only pulling 1/3 of an amp. That's because it's a BL5C battery. You can show it shows the charging status there, elapsed time, which is kind of nice, and then it has the charge status there. This actually is a good battery management, the PL330, if you're wondering. Of course, your AM/FM shortwave with single sideband radio, nice. It's a good radio. And then over here we have legendary XH Data D808. This has an 18650 in it, and you can see it's charging with the charge status indicator, and that one's pulling a little bit more. That one's up to almost 0.5 amp. As you can see, this is perfect for smaller devices. And if I didn't have these 2 in the way, I could access that 3rd port, and I could charge my flashlight. So I'll have my Firefly mode for my hundreds and hundreds of hours and many recharges with this power bank, because this battery is like a 3100 cell, and you could charge it, a bunch of times, like 6 times. So that's pretty neat. So that gives you an idea. My cat's been running around. Cat hair, love that. So there it is, the PowerAdd. It's EnergyCell 26800 milliamp hour. The big thing is that it runs on 6 21700 cells. So if there's guys buying these to just take and tear it apart and take the cells out and repurpose them, if you got a project and you feel comfortable doing that, by all means. I'm just going to unplug and set these radios aside here. These cables out of the way. And then we'll do final thoughts. Yeah, so guys are doing that, and I think that's pretty amazing. I have a few flashlights that run on 2700s, and you could also build some battery packs of your own with that. Do something custom. Go ahead and unplug this here. These are great meters, by the way, if you're looking to test your devices. test your cables, because not all cables are created equal. I've noticed some cables hardly produce any kind of charge status, and some are great. So something to think about. Those are great things to have, great tools. So there it is, the PowerAdd EnergyCell. Is it worth the money? Yes. So if this price goes up over 16 bucks, look for something else probably. But value-wise, yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Plus the value that if you're one of those people who like to tear things apart and repurpose the cells, you're going to find 6 decent batteries in there. They're not LG. They advertise it, I think, on the listing, but they're actually DBK cells. And you can look that up. I think it's a Chinese company with a good reputation. Not bad at all. So we'll bring it on down closer, up close and personal. So a great charger for radios and flashlights and low power devices. Like I said, if you're looking to fast charge your phone, pick up a NinjaBatt here, or a power delivery type charger like the Acme. Definitely, these two are great, and I'll have links to those below as well. It just depends on what your power needs are. This will work on charging 18650s. Just use a smaller charger with smaller power needs. Like a 1 amp charger would be perfect. And typically you don't need to charge them any faster than an amp. I wouldn't. I usually charge my 18650s around a half amp. So it'll work in a lot of situations. So there it is. Gets my recommended buy all day long at 16 or under, because the power value is absolutely amazing. I'm absolutely loving that. And the value is just perfect. 2, if you like inexpensive power banks and you like watching the channel, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of deals, because I posted this when it was on $11.99 and a picture of what the insides looked like, and people bought a few and were excited about it. And now here's the video. So sometimes if I don't post that comment real quick in my community section, these disappear too quickly, and by the time I get the review out, the prices hike up. So hopefully you're one of those people that got the deal. And 3, comment below what you think about the PowerAdd 26,800 milliamp hour power bank. Is this something for you? Do you feel this would be something you would want for your radios and your flashlights? Let me know. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you in my next video.